He's all set up, man. Look at this guy. What's
I
up,
just
Eddie? How you been, bro?
Kevin, long time no see, man.
It has been a long time,
It's been a
bro.
hot minute, yeah.
What's it been since like fucking middle school?
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
It's the boy, Bubba, let's coming through. Hella clutch, flawless, can't be touched. It's your boy, Bubba, let's. Yeah, I need that hot take. I need the truth and everything that is not fake. So
All right,
sorry,
let's. All right,
Time to cancel Cam.
serious. Wait,
Cancel Cam.
whoa.
Oh, here we fucking go. Okay, whatever. No. Okay. Welcome back to another episode of the Bubble Let Sports Podcast, everybody. Sir, please. This is staying in, by the way. Welcome to episode 144 of the Bubble Let Sports Podcast. Joined once again by Kevin, the birthday boy. Let's give a round of applause for the birthday
Thank
boy.
you, boys. Appreciate
Leave it in
it.
the comments
Appreciate the
down
love.
below. Hit him up on social media. He is single, ladies and gentlemen. He is now 22, feeling
shit.
22,
I am feeling 22.
one
Thank
year
you.
Swift.
away from the Jordan year.
He's
That's
a huge
right.
fan of Taylor Swift, so
Yes,
if you want to buy him a CD or two,
You know
Go ahead and
what? I'll greatly appreciate a Taylor Swift CD.
hey,
Hey.
Mm.
Oh, CD. Going a little vintage there. Okay.
yeah, you know.
Yeah. But happy birthday, Kevin. Thank
Thanks,
you for
man.
joining us
Appreciate it,
on
guys.
such a special day. And another reason why this is a special day, the return of the lone and behold Eddie Gonzalez, Patriots fan, also Dodgers fan apparently.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. But we had to get him on here because today's topic is Cam Newton signing with the New England Patriots. Boy, are we going to have a disagreement on this.
What? We talked about it last night a little bit, but
We did.
since then,
I was like, save it for the podcast. But I think everyone knows how I feel about Cam. And
how do you feel about him, man? Remind us.
Tell us, man.
look, man, I thought for the longest time that the reason why he was a free agent was because of the fact that nobody wants him. He's a one-hit wonder. Ever since then, he's been injured plagued. He can't throw accurately, which is huge in the NFL. And he's not a leader. I've seen too many instances outside of the field to where he proves that the guy can be backed up. He can't be taken seriously. You know, the routes, situation, the videos of him squaring up to a teenager. I don't like it. That's just not a franchise guy to me. Overall, we talked about this yesterday. I think it's a good deal. There's nothing wrong with getting a talented guy like that has won a championship in college, that has made it to the Super Bowl in the NFL, had that MVP year in 2015, and has all the potential in the world to be a great quarterback. It's just all these other things like the buts that go with him. For them to sign him on a one-year deal, that's the bare minimum max deal of $7.5 million, which is nothing for a quarterback. And to have that security because of Jared Stidham, and then for me, this is kind of a placeholder for next year, it's a good deal. It's a good deal, but for anyone thinking that, oh my God, this is the redemption story, it's outrageous to think that.
I think Vegas would say otherwise.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I was looking at the odds. Like the odds went from 25 to 1 to 20 to 1. That just because of Cam, and nothing else has happened. But I mean, like we talked about it yesterday. I told you how I felt about this. I really don't think like he's gonna start. I really don't think we signed him because we want to win with him. I really do believe that they believe in Jared Stidham, just like I do. I believe in Stidham. I watched some of the preseason, and yeah, the times he did play during the season, he threw an interception or two, but he was still learning. He learned under Tom Brady, which was great. But Jared Stidham's more of a mobile quarterback, and we saw that at Auburn. And Cam Newton obviously is a mobile quarterback. So I think it's good to bring him in so Jared Stidham can learn from him and get a couple pointers and stuff. And like I said yesterday, like in the AFC there's Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson, cover of Madden 21, they're gonna be seeing him for a while. So why not bring someone in who can run like him to prepare the defense for when you play the Ravens, once or twice in the playoffs? Bill Belichick has always been that type of coach to, think 20 steps ahead of everyone else. And I wouldn't put it past him if, they release Cam Newton start of the season or maybe halfway into the season, and Jared Stidham's the quarterback. But they use Cam Newton to prepare for Lamar Jackson. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think well, in all retrospect, this is a really great signing in general.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think it's great. The only like thing that I have an issue with was like, you're saying that like, you know, you still think that Stidham's going to be the starting quarterback, and you know it might be, you never know. But what I think for like on like Letz's point where like he was saying that he's like he's never really been great besides like that 2015 year. I disagree because like, my God, his rookie year and up until that 2015 season, he was regarded as like one of the top QBs in the NFL.
Yeah, he's not bad. I mean,
so he has it in him, but it's just like I remember like seeing it yesterday, and I was like, there's no way that anything is gonna happen with him if like he takes one bad hit and that shoulder gets re-injured. Like, that's the only issue I have with them. I feel like this is a great signing. I feel like really in reality, the Patriots can win again, not a Super Bowl, but at least they're going to go back to the playoffs, probably like the divisional round again with Cam. But if he takes one bad hit, it's over. And that's the problem I have with him. Just because, like, I mean, what was it been like the past 4 years? He hasn't been the same because of that shoulder injury, or like shoulder, like a foot injury as well. Like, I mean, my man is practically becoming like the next Romo, like, poor guy. But I mean, like, it sucks. But I think if he can stay healthy, I think they're gonna go far. But until then, I don't know. Maybe Stidham is the real quarterback there.
It's definitely a high reward, low risk situation. I mean, if he gets hurt, it's like, okay, we still have Stidham. We were gonna roll with him anyways. So I think like it's another great move. It's like, what can't Bill Belichick do? But I really think though, I don't know. I follow Cam Newton on Instagram, and that boy's been working out. Like, he looks good. Like, he looks like he's ready for an NFL season. He looks like he'll be able to do it. And you know, I'm sure with Bill Belichick, he's gonna have I mean, Ron Rivera was a great coach. Don't get me wrong, but Bill Belichick's just at a different level, and I feel like he'll use him better than Ron Rivera did. You know, because this is the first time the Patriots have ever had a quarterback with Cam Newton's like athletic ability. You know, Tom Brady, as great as he is, can't run around like Cam Newton, can't, you know, juke defenders out, can't do any of that. So it's a totally different spin on the Patriots offense. And with guys like N'Keal Harry, with Julian Edelman, with Mohamed Sanu hopefully coming back, being better than what he was, Sony Michel, all these guys, like, we can have, you know, like a high-powered offense, kind of like the Chiefs do with Patrick Mahomes. You know, I'm not comparing Cam Newton to Patrick Mahomes, but we can go with that same system, which is something New England hasn't done in like 20 years. You know, it's brand new, and it's going to catch the league by surprise if we do decide to go with Cam Newton as a starter. Now, like you're saying, if he gets hurt, we still got Jared Stidham, who's, you know, not bad.
It's pretty conflicting just due to the fact that there's been so much success with the Patriots, and that even this entire offseason, not just the Cam pickup, but pretty much getting rid of Tom, getting rid of Gronk, and not really doing much like appealing wise in free agency. I mean, the Patriots just never really do that a lot.
Well, I mean, we couldn't. Our cap space was
that's
shit.
Another thing. So like that's something conflicting with this like move. But like overall, when you think about it, it's like it's Bill Belichick, it's the Patriots. They find a way to do it. And really, like, in my opinion, their draft class was not really talked about enough, but they got some solid guys. And it's always the case of like, they're solid guys, but they're not going to blow you like out of the water as far as like you see them, and it has like the eye test. They don't pass the eye test, but when they fit in that system, it's just a beautiful story being told by Josh McDaniels, by Bill Belichick. They get it done every year. So if there is a team that Cam Newton can do that redemption story with, that can get to a more efficient, more, you know, kind of respectable franchise quarterback tag on him, I think it is the Patriots. Because if you can't work there, then I don't think you can work anywhere. You're put in a really good situation. You're not going to have the best receivers in the world, but Tom Brady didn't have the best receivers in the world for close to 20 years. And guess what? Six titles later, and he's still going. So do I think that Cam can succeed in New England? Absolutely, because it's more in the trust I have in Bill Belichick in that system.
I remember I saw a tweet this morning and it was like Bill Belichick is out here playing like chess and like 10 moves ahead while everybody else is still playing checkers.
Dude,
It's like
Exactly.
he's been
everything.
playing
He's
like
been doing that
chess
for like
since
20 years.
even like with the
Yeah,
Browns, even when he was like an assistant with the Jets. Like it doesn't
yeah,
matter. Like he's
yeah.
been on another level.
uh, everything he does just like always seems to pan out, like everything. And I think like in this situation, what I like the most about, I guess, this move is like, for example, like what Eddie was saying was like to me personally, I thought, well, he was injured a big part of the year, but when he was on the field, like N'Keal Harry, like he showed promise, he showed talent. And I think like someone like Cam, where like he can run around, like make plays, because I mean, Tom Brady was a goat, but like you were saying, like my man can't run, my man can't scramble that
Nah.
much.
Mm-mm.
I mean, just imagine, like Cam can scramble if he stays healthy. N'Keal and him can probably be a really good duo. Julian Edelman is like a veteran, like he does whatever the hell he wants and it works. My God.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and like I think this offense could be really different. Now, I guess now the only thing that I guess I'll form this in a question directly to Eddie. Do you think Josh McDaniels can do a direct switch to like an offense like that?
I think Josh McDaniels can. I mean, just like Bill Belichick, he's been with Bill Belichick for quite some time now, and I think this it's the reason why he's wanted by so many teams is because he can mold, he can adapt to what is necessary. When Tom Brady went out those 4 games, I think 2016. Jacoby Brissett and Jimmy Garoppolo, obviously they were completely different than Tom Brady, and Josh McDaniels made them look amazing. I'm not
Yeah.
saying without him they would have looked bad, but they got Jimmy Garoppolo, his deal in San Francisco. They got Jacoby Brissett his deal at the Colts, because of what Josh McDaniels did with him and all the play calling. What the Patriots do and what Josh McDaniels, Bill Belichick, all those guys do is they find what you're good at, the only thing that you're good at, and that's what they use you for. Like that's why we have really good defensive guys that are only on special teams because that's what they're really really good at. We're not going to force them to play something that they're okay at, they're decent at, but if there's someone better, they'll put them there. So they're always good at adapting and figuring out, okay, this is what works best. This is what we need to do. This is okay. You know what? If Cam Newton's going to be playing, we got to make sure we run a lot of, no huddles or, shotgun formations, or they'll figure out the way. So I'm pretty confident in Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick.
And I mean, you got to think like it should be kind of refreshing for Josh McDaniels and that offense. To go from
Yeah.
Tom Brady and
Yeah.
that system for so many years, and to now have that kind of variety and exploration to choose from with Cam. Now that you have more athletic ability at that position, or even
Exactly.
still with Jared Stidham, like you're gonna have that athletic ability that you just didn't have with Tom Brady. And not to mention, forget to mention, Sony Michel in the backfield, still one of the best running backs in the league, in my opinion. Is still solid in the running back position no matter what. And N'Keal Harris is going to be a menace this year, in my opinion. Julian Edelman's still a beast every year. He looks great in workouts. And, every other hole that they got to figure out, they always do. So,
Exactly.
And you still got one of the top defenses in the league. They were historic last year as far as what they did. So, not to count out the Patriots at all. Like, I think the Dolphins are a sleeper team in the AFC and just in the NFL in general. But when you look at the rest of the division, like, dude, it's still, in my opinion, the Patriots division. Like, the Bills had a really good year. I don't know what they're going to be, though. The Jets, who the fuck knows what the Jets are doing? And then the
Who are the
Dolphins,
Jets, my
like,
guy?
I think
They're
the
all gonna
Dolphins
get
are
mono.
just gonna, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Except for Jamal. Jamal's getting out of there. He doesn't want mono.
Jamal
Should go to the Cowboys. That's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
man, that's what we
Yes,
want, man.
he should.
That's
Thank
all
God.
He
we want.
wants to too. Yeah.
Yeah. As far as finishing up the Cam conversation, I mean, look, like I think Jared Stidham should be the starter. I want to see Jared as a starter because I believe in him. I've heard the hype and I've watched him and I like him. I just want kind of like that underdog story, right?
Exactly.
It kind of would be like a reincarnation of what like the Drew Bledsoe to Tom Brady era was. Like it's just a kid that just comes in, you don't expect anything, and he takes over the league.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
But for Cam, like I'm done with him, man. I don't get it. I don't want him as a starter. I think it's the same thing with Jameis Winston. And I have seen so many people that are like, he's a great backup. Fine, go ahead, keep him as a backup, but that's all he's gonna be.
Okay, hold on though. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair.
This
What's
guy
not
loves
fair?
Baker Mayfield. This guy loves Baker Mayfield.
Okay,
So you're telling me,
okay.
Well, hold up.
No,
Okay.
wait,
so
Kevin, you like Baker
we have
Mayfield
had
too?
8 years of Cam Newton. We have 8 years of Cam Newton on film, and I've watched enough of Cam Newton to say he is inaccurate. He's a bad decision maker, and he can't stay healthy. I've had 2 years of Baker
MVP?
Mayfield. I have 2
Super
years of
Bowl?
Baker Mayfield. Okay.
His rookie season was amazing.
Yes.
Okay,
Baker Mayfield's was ass.
So you're saying
Wait,
that in those
whoa. Baker Mayfield's rookie
Wait.
season was great. It wasn't Cam level.
it was
but
record
great.
breaking.
He had a lot of off the field stuff, bro. Too much.
All right. So Cam doesn't have any off the field.
No.
issues.
He does. But what I'm saying is, if you're gonna hold Cam Newton to that level, if you're gonna hold him to, there's too many this and that. Baker Mayfield has had a shit ton of things off the field, and it's only been what 3 years.
But
That's a red
the
flag.
thing.
But it's almost the same amount as Cam Newton. The difference is he doesn't get hurt as much as Cam Newton.
Okay.
That's like
So we have a 6-year difference.
hold
between
them to the
Cam,
same standard.
I'm not saying Baker is the greatest quarterback in the NFL. I'm saying the struggles he had this season and really the last 2 seasons being in the NFL is going to humble him. He's going to be a good quarterback. I think he can be an MVP. He'll be an MVP by the end of his career. Hands down. I will take that to my grave.
You can't sit there and say that Baker Mayfield is not talented, because he is. So you're saying he's not talented?
Wait,
I mean, he's good. He's great.
Okay.
Like he's a good football player, a good quarterback, but he's not a quarterback that I would want running my team or being, the face of my franchise. Like, I just don't like all the off the field antic stuff. I don't like the comments he makes about his teammates. I don't like the way he carries himself with his teammates or his coaches. I don't like any of that. It's immature, and it's second, third year in the league, and that stuff's you gotta leave that back in college. And when we see stuff like this, it never really goes away. It's always something. It's not like, oh, they grew up and they're perfect now. When someone shows you who they are, you got to believe them. And Baker Mayfield has been showing us who he is for 2 years, almost 3 years now. He's been showing us since college with all his little antics, putting the flag in the middle of the stadium, all that stuff. He's been showing us, and we keep, oh, no, but he was young, or, oh, no, he didn't have a good coach. He had Freddie Kitchens as a coach, which, I mean, Freddie fucking Kitchens sucks. Yeah. But we keep trying to make these excuses for him, but sometimes we got to step back and say, hey, you know what? Maybe he's showing us that he's not a leader. He's a good quarterback, and he can throw the ball great. He can throw the ball deep, great. He's got the talent, great. But the fact is, he's not a leader, and that's what you need at the quarterback position. That's what the quarterback position is. And I think if we keep ignoring all the signs, it's not good.
So let me ask a question then. If, like, I agree with you, because actually I said it as well, that like I wasn't really a fan of Baker Mayfield when he came out of college, because I didn't like all his like dumbass antics. But his rookie year was something special. His second year, he had a slump, obviously, but I mean, it's the Browns. The Browns always find a way to mess everything up. But in general, so what if in this scenario Baker Mayfield is like a steady trend of like, oh, he's good, and then like another year he's like average, mediocre, and he's still the same person? You as the Browns GM, would you get rid of him?
If I have someone else that I can get, because Baker Mayfield, like he can do the job for them, but it's just you're not going to progress as a team with all that other stuff. So if I have someone else in mind, then yeah, I might get rid of him.
All right, so
but it's the Browns. He belongs there. Like it's like
it's a perfect fit. That's what I was gonna say. That's my argument. It's like
just like
he makes mistakes, but it's the Browns, so he can kind of get away with it there.
Exactly. So like that's the only team where it makes sense. It's the Browns.
Extreme scenario.
All right.
Baker or Trevor Lawrence?
Oh. I would like to see Trevor Lawrence at least 1 year in the league to make that decision.
Okay.
Because college is, I mean, we all know it's
obviously
different than
that's such a good answer.
That's
such a professional answer. You know what? I respect that, because it's so hard to judge it, because like when they come from programs like Alabama, Clemson, you can't tell.
Yeah, you can't tell if it's the coaching or if it's the actual player. It's like with Joe Burrow. Like, yeah, I want to know. I want to think that he's going to be great in the league, but was it him? Was it the coaching? Was it the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, when you have Jamar Chase as like your number one receiver, which is he's probably going to go top 3 in the league right now. over in the
Exactly.
next draft class. It's kind of hard to tell, but I don't know, man. Honestly, in that question, I like Sunshine. I like Sunshine. A little bit more.
Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Sunshine. Okay, but here's one thing that I will say though, and like I've to a certain extent I've hated this topic of conversation because they don't pick who they play. I get it. However, you have to admit that Clemson does not face the same like level of competition as like Alabama does, or like as another team like LSU did.
Are you saying they face harder opponents than Alabama?
Or easier.
No,
Or
easier.
Whoa.
Alabama faces like Division III schools, bro. Like they played
Bama-
EPCC last week.
Bama plays Mercer every year.
But look at Clemson.
Can you name one player from Mercer right now, Kevin?
Clemson plays Boston College, my guy. Boston College is ass.
They played Southwest University last week.
Clemson. I just feel that Clemson is in the ACC, and if you look at the ACC versus the SEC, Clemson has an easier.
No.
Come on.
No.
The SEC.
My friend.
No. You're
Cap.
hypnotized, my dude. Yeah, Cap.
The SEC.
The SEC is so overrated now. You can't.
It really
you can't
is.
tell me that past Alabama and
that is a little true.
LSU that the next best opponent is Texas A&M.
Gig 'em.
That is true, but still, like I don't know. Maybe I have been brainwashed, but still, I don't know. From what I've seen, like this past season, Clemson had a little bit of a iffy schedule.
They all do. They all have iffy schedules. Like they all have like opponents that I'm like, yeah, of course you're gonna beat them 60-0. Like I'd hope so. Like if you beat them any less, then I'm worried.
Yeah.
It's the scheduling in college is so stupid. And like your boy, what's his name? Joe Klatt.
Joe Klatt.
The way he wanted to do the college scheduling is the way I think they should do it. Because it doesn't make any sense. Like the fact that you get to pick who you play and you just pay them a lot of money to beat the fuck out of them. Like,
Yeah. I mean, when you have to, like, the first time that you really have to play at an elite level is in the college playoff, that's kind of broken. Because you're basically just, like, walking your way into the playoff and then, okay, now we got to try.
So then do you guys think that, like, that level of play and how players should be received, like, by the NFL scouts, like, should be, like, lowered by expectation?
no, because I think that doesn't take away from the athletes as they are. I mean, the talent is there on the field, whether it's against, Clemson, whether it's against, EPCC or some small school like that. Like, it doesn't matter who they're playing. The talent's still going to be there because these are guys that want to make it to the league. And so they're going to go all out. They're going to ball out every single week. And so I think the way you scout them, you don't scout them any differently. I think just changing the way who they play and stuff, so you get to see more of that talent. You get to see more of they got to clutch up. They got to do this because they're playing a really good team and it's fourth quarter, 20 seconds left, down by 3. Like you want those moments, but you never get them until, December, January when it's the champions or the playoffs. But if you could see that all season, you could see like every time he needs to clutch up, he does it. Not just, we'll see if he clutches up. Who knows? Like you want to be able to see all that stuff because all that does, like, that shows who you are. What you do in the final moments, in the clutch moments, that's what defines who you are as a quarterback or any position.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a win-win either way. It's good for the scouts because they actually have some really good film to look at. And if they do decide to go with that player in the draft, then they can sit down with them and say, hey, this is the game you kind of struggled in, and this is the reason why. We can work on that. And then for the player side, it's like you're developing them better for the NFL. Like you're getting them ready for a pro style like offense or defense rather than you're fucking Derrick Henry and you just got to run over a guy from Mercer. Like that's fine. I can do that in the fucking backyard. Like if you're Derrick Henry.
I mean, he still does that in the league.
He still does that in the league. But I mean, that's just because he's different, But like, how many times have we seen like quarterbacks from Alabama, wide receivers from Alabama, or running backs, and they just don't have the same success as they did in college because it's harder in the NFL. It's not as easy because you're not set up for success like you are with Nick Saban. And
exactly.
It's kind of like we're so accustomed to that in college. Now, there's some programs that like want to have some competition. They want to get that early game in the year. Like Oregon, they always do like a big game at the beginning of the year. Sometimes they lose, sometimes they win, but it also prepares them later on in the season to get them tougher, to get them better as a team, rather than just getting an easy W.
So out of the quarterbacks that were drafted in like the first round, like out of how many was like four? It was Tua, Justin,
Joe
Joe,
and Jordan
and
Love.
Jordan Love. Yeah. Well, we all know Jordan Love's not going to do shit for like the next couple of years,
Oh,
for
okay.
obvious reasons.
Okay,
For
yeah.
obvious reasons. But in general, like I guess like the top three, like out of all three of them, which one do you possibly see that like not immediate, but like at least like in the very very near future, you could see them already having an impact on their team?
I
Go ahead,
think
you go first. Yeah.
I think the situation that they're in is going to be the biggest thing, because every single one of them has a little like, well, they could be good, but you could say that for any quarterback that's coming to the league. But like for
Yeah.
Joe, it's like plays for the Bengals, so it's gonna be a couple of years before he actually has some success. Stat wise, he can put up numbers, but the W's are what matter in Cincinnati right now, and they're not gonna get them soon enough. Tua, I don't know if he's gonna break a hip or not. I'm scared. So honestly, Tua has the most talent, just pure athletic ability out of any quarterback in there. Physically, he's the best one. Joe's the mentally best one out of all of them. But Tua, I don't know if he can stay healthy. Justin probably has the best situation because he has a really good team in Los Angeles Chargers that has, I mean, just Pro Bowlers across the board on offense. So if he can learn under like that system for a year, give Tyrod just like the little push for that competition in year one, then in year two come in and take over, I think he'll have the better consistent career. And then Jordan, he's really talented, but it's not going to be for another like 4 or 5 years till he gets his shot, unless Aaron gets hurt.
Which he
But I
might,
mean,
because he gets hurt a lot now.
Which
apparently.
he might, yeah.
Yeah. It's,
And you're just in the same situation as you were with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, so it might be the same story. And I think Aaron gets that.
well, like you don't think you don't think Justin's gonna play this season? I think he's gonna play. Tyrod always
do,
exits in the
or
middle
if
of the
they
season.
do play him, it's a bad mistake.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm always like they should. I think like the Patrick Mahomes thing should be the new norm that all teams should do. The fact that he sat for a year under Alex Smith, and Alex Smith, not bad, is good, but he just learned, okay, high pressure situations is what I gotta do. He took that year, and I'm not saying that year like made him what he is, because maybe if he would have started at the beginning, he probably would have done just as well. But I feel like it kind of gives him like a slow, steady, way into the league. Not like, oh, here you go, first game, go win. Like, it's kind of like, okay, you get used to okay, this is how I do it. This is what I gotta do. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Start getting used to it. Start getting a feel for it. Not only on the field stuff, but off the field stuff. Flying, having to play road games and staying in hotels and all that stuff. All that stuff affects your game. And if you can get used to it for a year and just okay, like I can do this next year, and you're just ready. So I think all teams should follow that same standard if they're able to.
Well, I agree 100% on that, because I've recently, like I said it like on another podcast a while ago, that like I think the whole like Dwayne Haskins situation was like horrific. Like
Yeah,
I don't understand how you as an organization, and like even like what Let's like religiously says about Josh Rosen is that you shouldn't like
Love that,
you shouldn't put a quarterback in a game like what
2
like,
days before.
2 days before you tell him like
tell him on Friday when you get to Dallas, hey man, you're gonna start. Good luck, Godspeed.
Yeah,
Like,
and then like they did the same thing with Dwayne Haskins. I think it was against like Minnesota or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but
Yeah.
besides the point. I agree that every quarterback should be behind a year. But the reason why I bring up Justin Herbert specifically is because I've never really liked Tyrod Taylor, to be quite honest. I've never really liked him. I've always thought he was a very average quarterback. Like, I think he had a pretty decent season, like when he was in Buffalo, but
yeah,
even then, like every single time Tyrod gets a starting position, he always ends up losing it midway through the season.
Oh yeah, he's not a starter. He's a
Yeah.
really good backup. Like
So-
really
Yeah,
good backup.
really
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, specifically with Tyrod, like, I don't know how much he could possibly learn. I mean, I'm speaking about Justin now. I don't know how much he could possibly learn from Tyrod. Tyrod obviously is a veteran. He knows like as much as he can give him, but actually like game wise and like skill wise, he can probably teach him a lot because he has experience. But is it really gonna be like beneficial from where, like you said, where you go from like Patrick Mahomes learning under Alex Smith, you go from like another example of like Aaron Rodgers learning from Brett Favre, or in this case like Jordan Love learning from Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers,
Like,
yeah.
like all those scenarios are different, and I just don't see. I might be making a lot of assumptions because of like my bias against Tyrod Taylor, but I just don't see like a very grand picture that Justin Herbert's going to learn a lot from Tyrod Taylor. I just really don't. I don't see it.
I think another way you can look at it is he can learn the things not to do, and as long as he learns
true.
those
That's
things,
true.
he's always learning. I mean,
That's true.
bad quarterback, good quarterback, you're gonna learn something. Like it's like, why did Tyrod do that? No, I'm not gonna do that shit. Like he got sacked or something, and he's gonna be learning not just from Tyrod Taylor, but like from everyone else in that organization. And Tyrod, like you said, he's a veteran and stuff, and not bad. I'm sure he has a couple things to teach, not just on field, but off the field stuff
of course,
too.
yeah.
But like I said, he's gonna learn from like, okay, I shouldn't do this, or I shouldn't do this, or I should do that, and Tyrod didn't do this, but I should do that, or vice versa. So I think regardless if they're a bad quarterback, good quarterback, they're gonna always learn something because there's always something to learn. And I think as long as he's willing to learn, like willing to just okay, let me sit a year or whatever and just learn, then it's beneficial because you can't learn if you don't want to learn. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's actually a really good point. Like
Yeah.
seeing it that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the pressure's just not there that it would be for a week one starter just coming out of college. Like you're not gonna have to worry about like, all right, they're just gonna throw me in. Like I can't remember this play. Like I don't fully know the playbook yet because it does take a guy like really a good season to learn it. And I'm just saying like, if I'm Justin, I'm kind of like, I hope they kind of keep me on the sideline because like I have all this talent on offense. I have a really good defense. I wish the coaching staff was a little bit better, but like it's a good organization and it's well ran. So if I'm just gonna sit out a year and just kind of feel Los Angeles for a bit, then I can be like, okay, let me build that relationship with Keenan. Let me build that relationship with Eckler, and then from that point on, then once we start next season, it's good to go. Let's go.
Yep.
Like we're at it. This is gonna be our year where we're gonna compete against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to compete against them this year. Let's be honest.
Obviously not. So like we know that like for sure like Joe Burrow starting.
100%.
What do you guys think about Tua? You think he should sit behind Ryan for a good while?
Hey, I've said my piece on this guy. That's all you, Eddie. I'm saying Josh Rosen or bust. So go ahead.
Or Josh Rosen? Yeah.
so the thing with me is,
There's a right
I
decision, Eddie. Pick the
Look,
right one.
I've seen the Dolphins for many, many years. I've seen them twice when they play the Patriots, when they play a team like the Patriots. Okay?
Two-time.
Oh, rip. My thing is now with Brian Flores as their head coach.
Love him.
Love that guy. Okay? I really think Tua should start. I really think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But not yet. Like, I feel like he is going to be the guy. I don't believe in Josh Rosen like you do. I think, yeah, he was put into a bad system and he was put in a bad place, but
Twice.
I just,
Twice. Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't believe it with him. So I think, he'll probably play, and then Tua will take over. They might use them both. Who knows? I don't know.
No, they can't.
Yeah, they
You
can.
gotta pick one.
No, you
When
can use them
you-
both.
when you
Not
need
use
that
them both. Not use them both as in like, oh, one play you go in and the other play you go. No. I'm saying like what the Ravens do with RG3 and Lamar Jackson. Obviously, they're totally different players, but who knows? The Ravens are changing the league by doing that stuff. Bringing RG3 in for a play and then Lamar Jackson's lining up at wide receiver, some shit. To throw the defense off. Like, why not? Use that to throw defense off. The NFL is changing in that way that it's real fast paced, it's real offense oriented now, and it wasn't always like that. So. It's heading in a new direction, and I think getting guys that are able to do that, getting able to fit guys like like a Taysom Hill, Hill, that's his name, yeah,
Taysom Hill.
like it's just who 20 years ago or even 10 years ago you wouldn't have thought there's a guy like that, that just all around dude. So the NFL's changing, and I think we kind of be open to different ideas, and Tua starts. That's Tua's team. I really think so, as long as he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, that's a big if.
That's a big if. Yeah.
Yeah, that. And it's because these linemen are gonna be going after him, and one little fall and just
They did improve the offensive line in the draft, which is
and
really
he's still
good.
gonna get hit though. I
But he's
mean,
still
like,
gonna get hit, man. Like you need some time to develop that offensive line, and it's gonna take time.
although they did say the scan showed that like it's as if he never got hurt. Like that's
I was
Yeah,
how
I was about to
properly it
say
healed.
that. Yeah, yeah.
But
I'm no
it's a
medical
hip,
expert,
bro. It's a
but
hip.
like
Just because I
I
get
don't
punched
know.
by Mike Tyson and my jaw's fine doesn't mean that I'm gonna be okay when he punches me again.
the thing with me is mentally though. Mentally, is he gonna still move the same? Is he still gonna play the
Yeah.
same? Because
Yeah.
he's gonna have that little like, oh shit, if I run
Like,
this way and I get hit,
hesitation.
there's my hip, and that's really what holds players back in injuries. Like I've gotten hurt before, and that's what holds you back the most is you kind of limit your movements because it's like, okay, I don't want to hurt myself again. Like you just gotta be able to trust that your body's healed and just like, all right, well, if I don't want to hurt it again, but if I do, let's fuck it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
As players say for the love of the game, I guess.
for the love of the game, man.
And that was the XFL's motto. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, XFL.
That was a good league, man. That
It was
a good league.
it was fun for a
was
while.
fun,
I,
yeah,
I
it
liked
was
watching
different.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, anything else that we'd like to talk about before we close it up?
What else has happened in the NFL recently that should be talked about?
All right, everyone's getting COVID.
Everyone's getting COVID. That's
pretty much it.
Yeah.
that's depressing.
Oh, they canceled the Hall of Fame game. Ooh,
Oh my
Dude,
god.
are you serious?
the Drake meme.
I was really looking forward
That's my
to
favorite game.
I was really forward to looking to not play Big Ben,
Oh, Big Ben.
Oh, dude.
Big Ben.
All right. Just real quick. Have we heard the quote? Have we heard the statement he put out?
Yes.
Okay, Kevin.
What statement? No,
Kevin.
what statement?
Oh,
You don't know
okay.
about Big Ben?
You-
What did he say? I probably heard. I already forgot. What is it?
I need to pull up the actual quote. I can't paraphrase.
Yeah,
I
don't
need to
butcher
give
it.
you the
Don't
quote.
butcher it.
I'm very curious now. So
Yeah, it's a the truth may shock you.
I
Oh, no.
got the fucking notification on Bleacher Report, and I could not believe this man just said it like nothing.
oh no, I'm very curious. now.
He said it like because he's getting help, right? Like
I mean,
the
if
first-
you're, I mean, what's like the first stage is like
it's
acceptance, yeah.
realizing that you have a problem,
Oh, was it that like he like porn addiction and like
Yeah.
something else in my life?
Yeah.
I did see that. I did see that. Yeah.
Is it here?
Big Ben, man, what a guy.
Big Ben's a guy, man. He's
Okay,
he's
here
a
we go.
character.
And I quote, I've fallen as short as anybody. I've been addicted to alcohol. I've been addicted to pornography, which makes me then not the best husband, not the best father, not the best Christian I can be. End quote.
Wow.
Like the only
That's-
thing, like I get the alcoholism, like that is tough, and I wish him nothing but the best for that. But when is the time? When is like the point when you reach to
I didn't know
where
what
you
you're gonna
say,
ask. I didn't know what you're gonna ask.
when you say I'm addicted to porn? Like let's admit it, guys.
the way-
We're all
the way-
human.
The way he looks at his wife.
Yeah, like if you'd rather do that versus actual do the act. There's a lot of like stages to it because I asked the same thing. And I was like,
I
what?
tell myself that every day.
What? It's okay, just one more, Eddie. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Miss Danger, I'm back.
Like,
Ah,
I
bro,
was-
Miss Danger. Man.
Whoa,
Not a man.
Come on, man.
We've recently had this conversation. Me and the boys.
Cap.
Those 3 a.m. PlayStation parties and
PlayStation.
yeah, bro. Are you not
PSN get
intelligent
wild,
or
bro.
what?
PC, bro. Sorry.
Oh, all
PC
right.
game.
Honestly, I'll accept that one.
Yeah.
But no, like yeah, we recently had this discussion and overrated was the word that was used. Overrated.
Blasphemous.
Hold up.
Overrated
Hold
was
up.
the word. I think another word was used, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But it was along those lines.
Cap, bro. Cap. Cap.
Big cat, bro. That's
Listen,
big cap right there.
listen. All I'll say, because we this is a nice, friendly podcast we're doing here, but there's many better.
Yeah, fucking say it. Say it
actresses.
right now.
Many better
Top 3 most
actresses.
overrated. Tell me right now.
Top 3?
Top 3 overrated.
Or
Just name 3 that are overrated.
her for sure.
Kat.
I'm not saying she.
Khalifa.
I'm not
Mia
saying she's
Khalifa.
awful. Yes, her as
Yes.
well.
Facts.
So
Her as
overrated.
well. Yes, and then also like, dude, I don't know what it is, but listen, I don't know about that Riley Reid girl.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I feel the same way.
I don't know
Same
about
way.
her.
It's just.
But
All right, Kevin.
I would say those 3 are probably like
You
Okay.
saved yourself on that one. You saved yourself
Yes.
with that.
Top 3 then.
yes,
Bring
top
it back. Bring it back home.
3. Bring it back home.
Like
Yes.
top 3 that we like.
That we like.
Like
We'll go
Go ahead,
each.
Kev.
We'll go individually. So you name your overrated. Who's your favorite?
let's see.
Who'd you simp for?
Hold on, let me look at my list real quick.
I like the Grau. I like the M4. I like the and the
Kilos
MP5.
come up.
Wait a minute. You like that game, bro?
No,
Wait, what?
You like that game, bro? You like Modern Warfare?
I don't think we like it. I think we just play it because it's.
We just play it because I get to play with my friends.
Listen, right now, Rainbow Six is my life.
I don't.
I used to play that game. Yeah.
Rainbow Six is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was into CS:GO for a little bit once I first got my PSC.
Oh,
my PC.
dude, CS:GO is fun. Well, hopefully
It
once I
is.
get my PC, I can like start getting into it more. But like,
Yeah,
I
man.
love that.
All right, top three, for real.
Top three. Let's see.
It's like let me pull up my list.
Let me pull up last night's
Pull
history.
up the scroll.
Let me look at my notes real quick.
I think. All right, I think for sure I'm gonna have to
Are
say.
we doing like 3, 2, 1 or like whatever?
Just whatever.
just whatever.
Uh,
I think for
We're
sure
big
every
fans
now
no matter what.
every now and then when I like to live a fantasy, I think Brandy Love has to be up there.
Oh, bro. Oh,
overrated.
dude.
I could somewhat agree with that because.
Oh, come on.
Okay,
man.
no. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Going back to overrated. You know who is overrated? Big time, in my opinion. Lana Rhodes. I don't like her that much. She's very 50-50 for me.
She's my top 3.
I think to a certain extent, like there are some where it's like that's great, that's quality content, but like her voice, man, I don't know about that voice.
You know what?
Well,
All right. What are the other 2, Kevin?
I don't really have a list that comes up right away in my mind.
now he's,
Yeah,
now he
honestly,
doesn't
same.
have
So
a
that,
list.
that's why I wanted you to go first because I can think about it.
Oh, wait.
Okay,
Let's
hold
just-
on. Let's have a
Let's have a
list.
list.
I mean,
What's the list? Let me see.
What's the list? Let's hear. You'll probably inspire us if you give us your list.
Yeah, for real.
probably inspire us. Gina Valentina.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
Carly Gray.
Okay.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
You know what? I'll throw a curveball in there. Savannah 6.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I kind
I've
of have
never
to agree
seen
with
her
that
work.
one. I kind of have to agree with that one. That's good. That's no
I'll send you
cap.
the link.
Fucking Edward.
Honestly, that was a good one. I have to agree. That's. I think I have to put that one in my top 3.
Done my
Yeah,
research.
Yeah, she's good. For what was that meme? For science. For science.
Yes.
For science,
For
yeah.
science.
Scientific methods.
So okay, now that you're inspired, Kevin, your other 2.
So, well, no, I think Lutz made my one of them. I think
Okay.
science is a
Wait,
good
I'm
one.
on your list or?
No, you're on my list for sure, like 100%. So, but
Thank you.
in in retrospect, we could say so Savannah and Randy, and then I'm trying to think of another one that like I go to quite often.
Go to, yeah.
I don't know. Please, Eddie, go. Give me some inspiration.
All right, so I got Lana Rhodes. Even
Okay.
though you think
No.
Yeah, I respect it. I respect it.
Very
Mia
50-50
Malkova.
with me.
Um,
Okay.
you know.
Mm.
The third one, damn.
So I'm having trouble with that third one too. Not gonna lie.
Kelsey Monroe.
Ooh, ooh,
She's
yeah, yo,
yeah.
that's yeah.
Damn.
Hey,
All
oh,
right, so now
Honestly,
you're inspired.
I think Mia Malkova is a really good one too. Doesn't she stream on Twitch like very
Yeah.
frequently as well?
yeah, she does.
Yeah, she
Sure, I
does.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
does Adriana
Chelchik or
Chelchik. Yeah.
Chechik, whatever.
Bro, that girl's a fucking freak. Her videos scare me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, some of them do.
Dude,
Like
her
I'm like,
videos scare
whoa,
me,
it
bro.
ain't that serious.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not addicted
whoa.
to this. I'm not addicted to this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like
don't like this.
her videos sometimes scare me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's. So your third one, you're still missing one.
See, I think if I had to pick a third one, you know what? I'm gonna go a little like underrated. You guys know who Lacey Lennon is?
No.
There goes
How you
Lance
spell
Searson.
that?
Is it
She's
with
a-
2 N's or one?
She's a little I guess underground you would say, but
Underground.
she's quality content. I would say it like that.
John Lennon, any relation?
Imagine all.
Are we forgetting the goat?
Oh,
What's oh?
Who's your goat? I want to know.
She fire redhead.
She fire? She fire? Let's
I'm not a big fan of redheads, but I'm a fan.
nah.
You're a redhead.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I have to wait, bro. What's that supposed to mean?
How can you not be a fan of yourself, man? Come on.
I'm a fan of myself, but I don't
Okay,
consider
alright.
myself like just like I don't judge myself by being a redhead.
You're the Ginger Ninja.
It's not. Well, yeah, but like that's just. I'm also Drizzy Lutz, but.
Oh
school.
no! Oh no! Oh no!
Thank you guys for hanging out on the Bubble Out Sports podcast.
Where we went from Cam Newton to rookie quarterbacks to actresses.
All right, so final predictions on what's gonna happen with Cam Newton. Let's go first, then Kevin, then me.
That's a switch. He'll midway through the season, he'll be benched
Okay.
and then released and probably get picked up by a shit team and then be a backup there. That's what I
Okay.
think.
Kevin.
If he stays healthy, divisional round.
Okay.
If he doesn't, I would say he gets benched, but they're not. Well, technically, they're going to let him go anyway after the year. So I'll just say that if he does get benched, it'll be like maybe like week 10, week 11.
Oh.
Yeah, I get
Okay.
that.
I'll say he rides it out for a while.
Eddie Gonzalez.
The man, the opinion that matters in this one.
Swear to God, if you say Super Bowl win, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
They win the Super Bowl versus Tom Brady.
Oh my god.
I think the Bucks are going to the Super Bowl though. Don't at me. But
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Man,
Are you
Evans,
serious?
Gronk. They don't need Tom Brady to be. Yeah, he's old, but you have fucking Gronk who looks better than ever. They have Mike Evans. They
I
have
want you- I
whoever
want
the
you to-
quarterback is.
I want you to look into the camera with all seriousness and say that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to beat the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship.
oh, I'll
With
say
Jimmy
that.
Choke Garoppolo.
I'll say that.
Garoppolo wasn't needed.
Exactly. But he was needed. The fact that the running ball wasn't okay. The way they got into the playoffs was the run game. When the run game was gone, Jimmy Garoppolo had to throw the ball. And when he had to throw the ball, what did he do? He'd be like, "Oh man, where is he?" He'd close his eyes on every single pass.
Oh, that's so
bro.
mean. That's true though.
Like he's not. He can't do it in the big moments. And that's where we saw it. He rode the running game for so long. He got used to not having to throw. He got used to, oh, okay, I get to throw on 3rd and 1s or, even so close, like short little passes, whatever. And when it came down to it to where it's like, hey, the run game is completely stopped. No more play action. No more little tosses and then whatever, all that bullshit. You have to actually throw the ball, 5-step drop back and throw the ball. He couldn't do it. So, yeah, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will beat the 49ers. I think a lot of teams would beat the 49ers in clutch moments like that.
So who's in the NFC Championship this year, in your opinion?
That's a better question.
Bucks and who?
That is a better question.
Bucks and who?
I think
Give it to me. Give it to me. Please do it. Just for me. Just do it. Please.
I don't know. Here.
You know what I want to hear.
Hey, let's. Who do you
The
think is going to
Saints.
be in the NFC Championship this year? Against the Bucks, apparently.
Ah, no, I can't say that, bro. Wait, no.
Don't
you
say
know
the
what I
Cowboys,
think.
bro.
You know
Don't
what
say
I
the
think. Like, I think
Cowboys.
they should. They will win one playoff game, but still at this point, I feel like they're not gonna make it that far.
The Bucks?
The Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
So
no,
in my
sorry.
opinion, if it's even possible, I think it still is. It's gonna be like really small of a chance. But the
Yeah.
Saints versus Bucks.
I would love that.
That'd be
That's a
amazing.
game, bro.
That would
Brady
be
versus
amazing.
Breeze,
That'd
probably
be
one last
good.
time.
That'd be really
We're gonna
good.
see it twice, I think,
Oh.
right? Because they're in the same division.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so three
so
times.
technically
Three times total.
All right, so that's the NFC. What's the AFC Championship looking like?
Patriots versus Ravens.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good storyline. Either way, it's like
Yeah.
Patriots continue the dynasty, or they kind of, I'm sorry to say it, but like passing the torch to the Ravens. As far as
you're
who's dominant.
Okay, hold
you're
on.
you're
I don't
automatically
get.
writing off the Chiefs though.
Maybe not this year. Maybe it'll be the Pats and Chiefs or something. But I think
Okay.
who knows. But this whole ending the dynasty, like there was a year. If let's not forget that the Patriots did not make a Super Bowl. There was periods in between. It's not like every single year they were there. So I hate this whole mantra of like, oh, that's it. They're not. That's it. They didn't make the Super Bowl. That's it. It's over.
Mhm.
It's like no, because from what is it, 2005 all the way to 2008, they didn't make the Super Bowl. And then 2009, they made the Super Bowl, lost, obviously. 2010, 2011, they didn't make the Super Bowl. 2012, lost the Super Bowl. From 2013 to 2014, they didn't make the Super Bowl. 2014, they lost or they won. And then, they went on their whole little back to back to back to back. But it's like they're not going every single year. And we can't expect them to go every single year. But, I mean, I'm glad we do because that just shows how great of a team we are. And the fact that we're even considering them, that they might make it back. That just shows how great Bill Belichick is and the organization is.
Yeah.
So yes, I think Patriots and either Ravens or Chiefs, one of those two for the AFC Championship, and both are going to be great games.
You don't think the Titans, bro? $30 million Tannehill?
Dude, honestly, I think he's the next. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. I think he's going to lead that team because he was the reason the Titans won every single game. Like let's not forget it.
I can see the ulcer growing in Armando's.
Feel
No, because he
burnt.
knows I'm fucking joking. That's
I
why.
know. I just hate hearing it. I hate hearing it. How a guy that literally just hands the ball off to Derrick Henry. I could do the same job, but I don't get paid 30 mil. What the fuck do I know? I only have a podcast.
No, what he would also do is like on the third downs, they do a little play action, and he would make a little 10-yard pass.
Oh, cute.
You got to be able to do that too. I don't know,
Oh man.
just a little.
But can Lamar win in the playoffs though?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Well,
definitely.
because you can't put it all on Lamar. It's
No,
the
yeah.
Ravens. Like they're
Yeah,
a
think
complete
about it.
team, bro. You can't fucking tell me that you were excited when they drafted J.K. Dobbins. Like J.K.
That was
Dobbins makes them
amazing. I
a
loved it.
much better team. They were the best running game like in the NFL last year, and now they're better. Like they have really good running backs.
I was reading an argument of like how Lamar Jackson is going to be. It was a very extremist argument, and it was like Lamar Jackson is going to be the downfall of the Ravens because he can't win in the playoffs. And I was like,
bro.
and I was like, listen, like if you're gonna base Lamar Jackson in that Chargers game when it was like what only like his like sixth start in his career because he got put like halfway through the season that year.
Yeah.
his rookie season.
Yeah,
Rookie season.
yeah. Like so, that's very unfair.
Definitely.
If you're gonna put like this start with the Ravens, you have more credibility on this start. But even still, like
No, there was a lot of drop passes in that
there's
playoff game.
yeah,
A
they were,
lot
like,
of drop passes.
his teammates were not the best that game. So yeah, I was reading that argument and I was like, this guy is a fucking moron. Like I don't understand how you can make an article that soon. about a guy like
It's
that.
so easy to hate on Lamar Jackson because he's different.
Yeah.
Just because he's a different quarterback that usually doesn't last in the NFL. But I mean, Michael Vick was doubted his entire career. So I feel like you're gonna do the same thing with Lamar Jackson. So
Exactly. I think it all just depends too on the defense. Their defense was good up until really the playoffs, I think.
Yeah.
And like Lutz, I always say it, I always do it. Offense wins the regular season, defense wins playoffs, and the coach wins the Super Bowl.
That's a really, really good
Because that like
right
we
there,
look
yeah.
at the Patriots and the Rams, 2 years ago. Rams high flying
Worst
offense.
Super Bowl of all time. Yeah.
Nah, it's not. It's not. No.
No, if anything, that game was actually really entertaining just because it was actually nice to see like a Super Bowl where like defense was like the main focus point.
Bro, it's because you were used to the high flying offense
Yeah.
and 40, 50
You had the
points,
Rams
and
versus Chiefs
Yeah.
earlier in the year, so
you had the Chiefs
Yeah.
versus Patriots in that same
Yeah.
year. Like that's the thing. It was a nice little like refresher of.
It was a
hey,
nice
you know,
refresher. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, obviously, like I would have liked to see like Tom Brady throw like 6 touchdowns or like Jared Goff throw like 7, but it was cool to see. It was cool to see defense like.
But that's the thing. Bill Belichick outcoached Sean McVay. Like he made Jared Goff. Like he showed everyone what Jared Goff
Yeah.
really is. Like he was like, nah, he's not this. He's not worth it.
Not worth 30 mil.
So that's why I always say, you know, the defense is what wins in the playoffs. If you have a really good defense that can stop the other team, obviously, you know, then you're chilling. But the Ravens defense, they were really good, and then all of a sudden playoff came, and they were kind of like a lot
So-
of letting.
Do you guys still think that the NFC is the more dominant conference?
yes. Well, in a way, it's like there's more competition in there, so I feel like whoever comes out of that is gonna come out stronger.
Yeah,
In
because
the
you know
AFC,
the
it's
AFC
just, yeah, it's just
Yeah.
3 teams essentially.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
While the NFC, like I can name probably 6 that like could win a Super Bowl.
Because
but-
with the NFC, it's always like a revolving door. It's like, oh, this team's good,
Yeah.
this team's good, or this team's good.
It's never
The
like set in
AFC,
stone.
yeah, that you're like, oh, it's gonna be one of them. Like no worries.
Yeah.
So in that same argument though, the NFC always has more power. Like they always like have like I guess a greater number of teams. But the past couple of years, the AFC team has won Super Bowl. So I guess I'll rephrase my question. Where do you think that those 4 AFC teams, like the Ravens, the Chiefs, technically the Patriots still, and
Man
Who
said
else?
technically,
And Browns.
and the Browns, yeah.
Yeah.
and the Titans,
So-
bro, Tannehill, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right, bro. I forgot about the Titans. So
No, the
do you-
Steelers. Steelers are usually up there. They are. I mean,
Yeah.
they always make a little impact here and there.
So do you think that those 3 teams are better than like the 6 NFC teams that go into the playoffs?
I think it depends. It all just depends on. It's a good matchup though. Whenever those teams play, that's for sure. And I think those 3 or 4 AFC teams match up really nicely against any of those NFC teams. And whenever they do play, it's like, oh, this is going to be a good game. And I think it's kind of hard to base it off of that because when you see the Ravens blowing, you know, everyone out on the AFC side, and then they go to NFC and they play, you know, I don't know, like a good team.
Like
And
Seattle.
it's a more like it's more
Seattle.
relaxed.
It's
Like
like-
it's
yeah.
okay. It's like okay, and they can compete. It's like, well, we don't really get to see that in the AFC side because all the other teams are basically like they're shit. Really, they're like filler teams. Not really, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, but I think the AFC teams can definitely compete with the NFC teams, and I mean we see it in the Super Bowl. We see it when they play during the regular season. So, what do you think, Lutz?
I'd pick the AFC. I'd be more confident in the AFC than it would be in the NFC.
Because it's the track record. It's happened the past couple seasons. The AFC always wins. So
I think it's the coaching too. I mean, AFC side you got Andy Reid, Bill Belichick. Is it Jim or John Harbaugh?
John.
Which one?
John
John.
Harbaugh.
I always get confused. And really good coaches, really good talent, and quarterbacks. Like you got Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes, Jared Stidham, Lamar Jackson,
Elite.
Ryan Hoyer. You know.
Oh
so-
yeah.
But,
elite level. Remember that tier list you made? You got to go back and put Stidham up there at elite.
God,
I put Stidham on average, and I feel like
ESPN and everyone has them like the lowest. They have them below Mitchell Trubisky.
yeah, no, that's terrible.
That's in. I would be so offended if I were Jared Stidham to be under throw 30 yards like from my
I would
receiver.
frame
man.
that. I would in every single room in my house, just as a reminder. Like they really think I'm worse than this guy. All right, okay.
All right. Is Mitch done? Like once he
No.
leaves the Bears, is he done?
No,
You
he'll
think-
get a job.
Yeah.
Where?
If fucking Nathan Peterman can find a fucking job as a starter,
Oh my God, he's still in the
Mitchell
NFL, that's
Trubisky can be a
right.
franchise quarterback for the Jets.
Hey, Sam Darnold has it locked up with all his mono and
Oh,
stuff.
stop.
No one wants to touch him.
Yeah, because he has mono. No, I mean,
I think I sent Let's a picture like what was it, like 2 weeks ago. Let's the one of like that restaurant that had like it was a little like
yes, yeah. Oh,
poster
that was
on
that was
on their restaurant window, and it was like, please stand as far away from each other as far as Mr. Trubisky like can't hit his receivers like 30 yards or something like that.
Oh,
It was like
Oh.
6 feet. It was like he can't even throw a 6-footer.
You can't even throw
Ooh.
a 6-footer. Like it was.
I mean,
Chicago's ruthless, dude.
where's
right.
the lie? Where's the lie?
There is no lie. My man is just not good.
Yeah, Chicago's, they're gonna get on you. It's like Philly. It's the
It's
same
the
way.
Bears.
It's the
Yeah.
Bears. Like they're not gonna take shit. Like how
you
much shit
imagine-
do they give their kickers for like doinking it to not make the playoffs? Or not to make the playoffs, to fucking make like what, the NFC
A
championship?
wild card round.
Championship game. No, it was
Was
a
it?
championship game, right?
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was against the Eagles or something.
And he
like
was like doink doink.
He
Yeah.
doinked it.
what was his name? Eddie Pinheiro.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
because he came back the next year, really good. He actually played really well.
Yeah. Can you imagine being the Bears GM and looking at Mitch and like, damn, I did that. I traded the 49ers. Ugh, my God.
Gave up Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson for Mitchell Trubisky. It's like Bill O'Brien was in the fucking room.
Who's Bill O'Brien? I
Dude,
don't
Bill
know.
O'Brien, man. Oh,
I don't
get
know.
him.
I don't know
get
what Bill
him.
O'Brien. To me, the Texans don't have a head coach. They just have offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators. It's
Yeah, and they're not
They
that
have
good
a.
either.
DeAndre Hopkins, like
the best receiver in the league
for nothing, like
For nothing.
for nothing.
not even. I don't get it.
Like there has to be something in the Texans organization that Bill O'Brien either has no say, where like the GMs are just idiots and they're doing everything, and like he doesn't stand up for his players, or he seriously thinks that David Johnson and a 5th-round pick was worth the best receiver in the league.
But if it was him, no one stopped him. Like
Well, he has say. He's not just the head coach anymore. He's basically like a part of the.
you don't
the
think
front office.
one of his assistant coaches would have been like, "Hey, that's like our best player. Like
That's like not a good move. Let's reevaluate the situation.
he's like top 3 in the league for wide receivers, maybe top
Top-
2 now since Antonio Brown's gone.
Top 1 in my opinion. I don't know.
I think he's the best
Yeah.
receiver. So
Yeah, I think it's like a back and forth every year. Sometimes it's Julio Jones, sometimes it's DeAndre
it's
Hopkins.
just what you want in a receiver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I want a guy
Listen,
that just
man.
catches everything and he
Hey,
catches everything.
let's look at the positive side about this. All I know, and I think Let's told me that you're not a fan of him, but all I know is that Kyler Murray is gonna have a season this year.
Yeah, with Larry Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins.
And Christian Kirk. Why does no one remember Christian Kirk, bro?
Christian Kirk.
Is
Christian
I
Kirk,
love that
yeah.
man.
Can't
I
go
had him on my
Drake.
fantasy team. Yeah.
he's good. I like Christian Kirk. I think he's a good receiver.
Little
I don't
Jacob.
know. I think Cardinals are gonna be a nice team this year. Very nice.
It'd be
Yeah,
fun to
all depends
watch.
on their defense, though.
Yeah,
and their
it's
coaching.
always been like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have a really good offense. They always have something on offense. It's just their
Is-
defense.
Isaiah
give up too
Simmons,
many
bro.
points.
Isaiah Simmons, bro.
Yeah, Isaiah's going to be fun, man. They have a good linebacker core, too. Like, overall. They're going to have a good
Yeah.
one. All right, guys. So, that should we should call it there. I think we're
call
like...
it.
What a
Close to an hour.
podcast, man.
What a
is
podcast, man. Kind of all over the
podcast.
place, but it's
Very,
fun.
very. There's a very interesting middle section. I think.
True. Yeah.
It's towards
You
the
know,
end a little, yeah.
take
Big
notes.
Ben. Big Ben got us started. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
big man.
Once you get
Ben.
Big Ben going, you can't really stop him, you know. What I mean? But all right, guys. So this does it for episode 144 of the Bullet Sports Podcast. I appreciate Eddie and Kevin joining me on today's podcast. Happy birthday once again to Kevin. Hope you enjoy it, sir.
Thanks, man.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Happy
Thanks, guys.
birthday.
Appreciate the
Wish
love.
him happy birthday on social media and in the comments down below. If you're on YouTube, we're on 79 subscribers. We're closing in on 100. And then if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, make sure to follow the podcast. And you can also check out Eddie Gonzalez's podcast, Keeping It G.
Ooh,
And a
that?
G. Yeah,
Keeping It
yeah.
G.
Listen,
When's the
I'm-
next episode coming out, buddy?
Once we're done with summer school, Brandon and I are swamped with it. So,
disgusting. I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, we're almost done with it, though, this week. Should be wrapping up. start the YouTube up again.
Yeah, follow his
This
YouTube channel.
podcast up again.
Solid episodes.
Hopefully I can join the podcast realm soon if everything pans out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Especially now
man.
we'll get a bunch of people in here, just do a little big conference type thing.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
True. All right. Well, then keep that in mind and keep watching, keep listening, and we'll see you next time on the Bubble It Sports Podcast.
Yeah, hold on. Tell me who's your top 5 quarterbacks right now, dead or alive, huh? And how much do you care about a ring if the best player got